Hey folks, my name's Nick and I'm one of the creators of BrandGhost, and I wanted to talk to you today about one of our main features, which is called topic streams. So, outside of BrandGhost, I create a lot of content for software engineering, and this is something that if you are a content creator, you know takes up a lot of time. If you're not a content creator, it's like a full-time or part-time thing, maybe you work in marketing or something else, you know that getting content together is a tremendous ask, and trying to stay on top of content and making new content and different formats and stuff, like it's literally super busy, time consuming. You'll go through phases where you're just like, I don't know what I want to write about or create videos about or whatever, and staying on top of it truly can be a nightmare. So topic streams are our solution for trying to stay on top of this kind of stuff. And the idea, to really simplify it, is it's like a repeating queue that you can put together, and you put different types of posts into this queue that can repeat. And because BrandGhost is able to cross post all of your posts, that means that you can have this repeating queue that goes out to different platforms over and over. So I just want to show you my content schedule. So let me flip my screen over here. And yes, my face is going to be covering part of the screen, but hopefully you get the idea. This is for October 2025, and I just want to show you the power of topic streams. And it might not be totally obvious from this view, but this entire month is scheduled with content. And this is across a couple of brands of mine. So my own personal brand, which is Dev Leader, which is what I use for all of my software engineering content. I have another related brand called Code Commute, where I do, vlogs for software engineering and that kind of stuff. But BrandGhost itself is also part of this. Now, if I just were to pick a random day here, so like, I don't know, the 22nd of October, for what it's worth at the time recording, it's October 6th right now. So this is a couple weeks out. I know my face is covering part of this, but if I were to just scroll through this, you can see that I have these posts that are going to go out, and every single one of these little blue scheduled bubbles is literally going to be a post on that platform. So this one right here, review the outcome of incidents so that blah blah blah, right? It's a short form video, but that's going to all of these platforms. And if I just keep scrolling, right, this is already scheduled for me. So if I close this out, you can see that this is the same kind of thing that we have across like every day here. If I open up this Friday one at the end of the month, same idea, right? Now, you might say, well, that would be absolutely chaotic to try and schedule that, and you're right. So one of the things that, I recommend to people when they're getting started with content creation is try to do some stuff in bulk. That way you can schedule it out. You can kind of take a bit of a breather. And when you're feeling more creative and you have some of that creative energy, like try to put that to use. Get a couple of written posts together, do a couple of videos, whatever it happens to be. Schedule it out. But this is sort of the next level. And I say that because if I jump over to November, notice how my November calendar is already filled. And if I go to December, it's already filled. And if I go to January, you probably get the idea, right? Every single month, indefinitely, is already scheduled for my content. Now, that does mean that if I stop creating content, it will start to recycle. And in fact, that's one of the things I have to stay on top of. And because I've been doing this for a little while now, I have a lot of content that I can have recycle, because the period of time that it will be posting over and how much content there is, you might not ever notice. So I will give you a couple of examples in just a moment, but I wanted to pause here to kind of reflect on what we're looking at so far. And if we think about the different stages of kind of growing as a content creator, step one is like you got to start making some content, right? It's probably going to be a little rough in the beginning, and that's okay. You have to just start doing it so you can start getting that feedback and seeing what's working and what's not, whether that's for your audience or even for you putting content together, right? You might say, okay, I'm going to try making videos. You try it out and you're like, I don't really like that, but writing blog articles or writing short form posts, maybe that's more your jam. Regardless, you got to get started. Then what starts to happen is you start hearing all this feedback about being consistent. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep posting content. And this is great advice. You really do need to do that. But the reality is, for most of us, we have other things going on in our lives, and we're not always feeling creative. So trying to show up, every day to try and get a post out, like, yeah, it's a lot of work. It might seem like it's really not that bad, especially in the beginning, but after doing it for a week, a month, 6 months, you're like, okay, I've been posting every day for 6 months now. Like, this is adding up a lot. And it is, because if it's roughly 30 days in a month and you've done that for 6 months, that's 180 pieces of content you put together if you post it every single day. Now, here's sort of the trick to make this all work and how topic streams come in. But if you focus on trying to create content, then is what we call evergreen. So something that you could post today, you could post it tomorrow, next week, next month, and it's still like a valuable lesson. Or depending on the type of content you're making, maybe you make funny content. It's still going to be funny, in 6 months from now, whatever the time frame is. If you make content that you can try to make timeless, evergreen, so that when it comes up in someone's feed again, it's still valuable, whatever value is for what you're doing. If you can do that, it fits in really well to topic streams. And the way that I like to think about that is every piece of content I create ends up being an investment, right? Sounds maybe kind of funny, but if I go write a LinkedIn post, or I write a blog article, or I make a video just like this one, this video I could post today, right? That could go out. BrandGhost users might see it, or some people that don't use BrandGhost yet might see it. Great, every viewer that sees this helps. If I were to resurface this in a month from now, in 2 months from now, 6 months from now, it's still going to be valuable because it's still trying to convey the whole idea behind repeating content. And I'm showing the features that we have in BrandGhost. Now, the features might evolve over time. The UI might look different. So parts of this video maybe will get dated over time. I'll recreate it, no big deal. But the whole overall message is something that's not going away, because that's a core part of BrandGhost. So let me flip back over to share my screen, and I'm going to jump over to our topic stream sections. Now, I am a bit of a power user here because, like I mentioned, I have a handful of brands that I am using on my own account here. So you can see that if I just scroll through this, I have a whole lot of topic streams that are specifically for BrandGhost. I mentioned that I have one of my personal brands. It's called Code Commute, so I do vlog entries for software engineering. And then Dev Leader is one of my personal brands that I use for all of my software engineering content. And I have many, many topic streams here. Now, the idea with topic streams is that you can organize things depending on the type of content. Maybe that's the theme, maybe that's the format of content, or even the platforms you want to post to. But you have some flexibility here, and you can mix and match the types of posts. So just to give you an example, if I go to, let's pick, well, I can search, right? So Dev Leader memes. So I have a topic stream that is literally just memes that I post. And that's because I wanted to layer in some other types of content, right? So if I go to manage content on this topic stream, when this loads up, there's a whole bunch of pictures here that are all just meme posts, right? So these might not be funny if you're not a software developer, but if I were to go through this, you can see like, here's the meme. I can have an actual post that I want to make. So I have a whole topic stream for this. So if I go back to my topic streams list, what's another good one? So I think another great example is my blogs. So as a software engineering content creator, I've written many blog posts. I think there's over 300 or something. It probably said, okay, 189 that are loaded up into here. And so the really cool thing about having these blog posts done is that I haven't written a blog post in over a year now. Now, some of these are loaded up. I'll explain this feature in just a moment, because this is going to be how I close out this video. There's a whole lot that are disabled. Okay, but if I wanted to, actually, we don't have it on here. I don't have the filtering enabled on this screen, but that's okay. That's an easy feature to add. So let me scroll down, because I have a lot of blog posts. Okay, so you can see some of these. These were loaded in. You can, maybe the date's kind of small, but that's in 2024. So that's over a year ago. Now, because there's so many blog posts, I can just reshare these out. And I can do so quite regularly, because me sharing out one of these educational blog posts, it was hopefully valuable the day that I wrote it. It's valuable the week after I wrote it. And it's hopefully valuable even a year after. So I've done this kind of thing to create all of this content. And like I mentioned earlier, the benefit of doing this is that each piece of content is like an investment, right? So I have these blog articles. I found that when I was creating a lot of content, blog articles were actually the most time consuming. So I still write a weekly newsletter. That's something I stay on top of every week, with exceptions. Maybe if I go on vacation, I might take a week off from actually writing a newsletter. But from a technical blog writing perspective, that was taking up a lot of time. And I found that I would get sort of a better return on creating videos. And if I make a video like this, I can kind of jump into it, film it. I won't edit this video, for example, but other like tutorial videos and stuff I'll send to an editor. But I feel like the overall time that goes into a video and sort of the return on viewership and that kind of thing ends up being a better use of my time. And I don't have a ton of extra time, so I ended up cutting out blog articles as one of the first things. However, if I had more time, I would absolutely go back to writing them. The point is that I created a lot of blog articles over time. I can take a break from writing blog articles, and every single day for about 2 years now, I've been sharing a blog article online in an online post across every social media platform. And I'm able to do that because I use a topic stream. It's automatically scheduled, and it will just post the sort of the next one in the rotation that hasn't been posted recently. And by the time it gets to the end, it will end up repeating and starting from the beginning of that topic stream. And at any given point, I can go add more content. So if I had the inspiration this weekend and I said, you know what, I'm going to write some more technical blog articles, I could do that. I could add them onto my website. I could put them into BrandGhost, and then it would be part of the topic stream to keep posting. That's going to bring me over to this next part, and we don't have this feature enabled yet, depending on when you're watching this. But we don't have it enabled yet for our users, but as the creator of this and someone who gets to work on the back end of this system, I have things wired up so that I can take things like my RSS feeds. If you're not familiar with that, it's the ability to sort of have a feed of different content, whether that's blog articles. You can do this with YouTube channels or Spotify. Some people might be familiar with like RSS readers. But anyway, you can hook up RSS feeds so that we can automatically pull content into BrandGhost as you create it. So for example, when I publish a YouTube video, so this one says Dev Leader, reshare long YouTube videos. It says there's 45 weeks of content. If I were to post, this goes every single day. Let's click on this. So just to give you an example, if I were to scroll through this, it doesn't really matter what the posts are. I didn't add any of these posts manually into BrandGhost, into these topic streams. And that's awesome because any extra manual step I have to take is just one more thing in my workflow that's going to deter me from staying on top of it and being consistent. And I know this as someone who creates short form posts. I create short form videos, long form videos, live streams, podcasts, written posts, blog articles, newsletters, you name it. I try to make software engineering content like that, but every step that where I have to share it out somewhere is one more extra manual step. It's a total pain in the butt. So with this feature, what we're able to do is listen to RSS feeds. So if I click this just as an example, this video went out this morning actually. So this was on my YouTube channel this morning. And what I'm able to do is have BrandGhost listen to the RSS feed for my YouTube channel. And it goes, hey, there's a new video here. It meets the criteria, which we're able to configure. It creates a post, and I have this based on the content of the YouTube description. It takes the thumbnail, and then it has a link to the actual video. So this means that I can keep publishing videos to YouTube, just like this one I'm filming right now, and I can have BrandGhost listen to the YouTube channel, automatically add a post in to BrandGhost, and that way, with a topic stream set up, it will keep recycling content over time. This topic stream, you might have missed it, but one of the things that it said was that it will repeat every 180 days, so you're able to customize that. And when you're working through a topic stream, you can pick which platforms you want it to post to. So that way, again, if you wanted to post memes, but you didn't want your memes to go to LinkedIn because you're worried about how that's going to look on LinkedIn or something, you can say, okay, don't post my memes to LinkedIn. Maybe that's only like a Twitter and Instagram kind of thing. Up to you. You can decide how to do this, but topic streams give me a lot of control that way. So if I jump back to my calendar just to wrap this video up, so let's go to planning, we'll go to calendar. If I share my screen, that way you can see it. The really cool thing is that when I have all of this content created and I use topic streams, I can take a mental break from creating content. And that's because it's very normal, in my opinion, to not always be on 100% trying to create content because I would burn out. As a software developer, I love coding, right? I love to write code, but there's even days where I'm like, I don't have the sort of creative or cognitive capacity to go write code. And that's okay. So with content creation, it's the same kind of thing. And this is the tricky part because we're told you got to be consistent, you got to keep publishing your content, you got to keep writing more content, but we can't be on 100% all the time. So with topic streams, I can do something like take a mental break. I can go on vacation. I have absolutely done this before. I think not this year, but the year before, I actually went to Hawaii with my wife, and I had a week where I was in Hawaii, and it looked basically like any one of these weeks, and all of my posts were going out to social media. It ends up being, I think, across all of the platforms, it's over 200 posts that go out. And so I had done this, and I actually had one of my most viral posts that ended up going out. Of course, it was a meme because memes happen to do really well. So I posted a meme, and the best part about this meme was that I didn't post it manually, it was automatically done, and I had posted it before. So two things that like people will say, "Oh, never do that," right? Like never schedule your posts. It's totally fine to schedule your posts. And oh, you can't repeat content. I've literally posted the exact same thing before and it had millions of impressions. Right? So this kind of thing happened automatically for me while I was on vacation. But this is just one example of being able to take a step away from content creation for a brief amount of time and still not feel like you're falling off. That way, I came back refreshed. I had lots of new ideas. When I had some time to sit down and start writing content again, I was able to pick that up without feeling like, oh no, how am I ever going to build that momentum back up again? So that's it for this video. I hope that you thought that that was helpful, a little bit of insight for some content creation and how I use topic streams inside of BrandGhost. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.